Welcome back to the Legal Paige Podcast. I am Paige Griffith, your host, a lawyer, a fellow entrepreneur, and I'm always here to help you navigate the legal side of running your small business. And wow, what a year 2024 has been. Today's episode is extra special because not only are we getting into a year in review of everything that we've accomplished here at the Legal Paige, what worked, what didn't, and my predictions for 2025, but this episode also wraps up season 6 of the podcast. How have I been running this for 6 years? I don't know, but I'm excited for season 7. Let me tell you though, 2024, a year that stretched me more than any other. I don't know if you kind of follow me at all on Instagram or here on the podcast, but you probably know, if you do, that I started 2024 on maternity leave with a newborn. My second child was born in December last year. So I was on maternity leave in Q1 of 2024. I've also kind of navigated raising 2 little ones this year, which is a new venture for me and my husband. And then I also led all of my businesses through some of the biggest wins we've ever seen, while also facing some challenges that I feel like push me to the limits. Honestly, just after going hard this year, especially during our sales, we have a mid-year sale and then November kind of Black Friday type sales. I, quite frankly and honestly, feel more burnt out than I ever have. And I'm usually not like this. Like I take December as more slower, intentional time just because of the ebbs and flows of our business. But I'm exhausted more than I ever have been. Even through that type of exhaustion though, I am now sitting down, outlining, recording this podcast on my reflection for 2024. And as I've been writing this and thinking through everything that's gone on, I truly am just so grateful for everything that this year has taught me and really the incredible support team that I have built around me here at the Legal Paige and in my other businesses and in my household as well. So looking ahead, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update and share that we are planning something new for season 7 of the Legal Paige podcast in 2025. So next year's season will be split into 2 parts, a kind of 3 or 4 month segment at the beginning of the year, followed by probably a summer break. We will likely feature some recap episodes, highlight some episodes that our listeners really loved. And then I will also potentially sprinkle in some updates from my legal team. And then I will again return in the fall with fresh new legal content for the second half of season 7. Why am I doing this? Well, my goal is to create a podcast space with more intentional episodes and honestly, just a more sustainable pace for myself and everyone on my team, because I oftentimes go pedal to the metal with my podcast, and then I get into a funk where I just don't feel like recording, or I am doing so many other things in the business that the podcast kind of takes the back burner. And I just don't want that for the upcoming season and the upcoming year ahead. So that's what I'm going to do next year. I hope that you will still be a tried and true listener. But this recap year in review episode is going to be one for the books. There's a lot that I'm getting into. I want you to grab your coffee, tea, wine, whatever your bevy of choice is and fits your vibe. And then we can get going with this reflection of 2024. And then I'm going to give you a glimpse into what's to come in 2025. I'm even going to sprinkle in my online business predictions for next year, so you don't want to miss that. Hey there, I'm Paige Griffith, your host and an attorney for small business owners. I help online businesses and creatives get legally legit in no time. This podcast is all about the legal and the page behind it. I'll break down and simplify legal talk while providing practical business guidance every step of the way. And after over a decade in the entrepreneur space and becoming a mother, I'll also be sprinkling in tips for running a business and giving you a glimpse behind the scenes of what life's really like. As a gentle reminder and disclaimer, I am an attorney, but I am not your attorney. So be sure to seek legal counsel for personalized advice. Welcome to the Legal Paige Podcast. Alrighty, before we get going, I do want to mention something. I did a mini recap of the first half of 2024 back in episode 167. So in that episode, I talked about what we called TLP Podcast 2.0, and I discussed a little bit about my maternity leave, some exciting kind of team expansions, major projects that we tackled during the spring. So if you're curious about those details in detail, I would highly recommend giving it a listen. That said, I'm going to touch on some of that briefly here in today's episode, but my main focus is really going to be on the big picture wins, challenges, and lessons that I learned throughout 2024 as a whole. So as we get going, the first thing I want to start on in my 2024 year in review is wins and successes, because it's always good to start with the positives first. The main thing I want to talk about is team building. So this year, myself and my marketing director and my operations manager that we hired, which I'll talk about in a second, we all focused on building an incredible support team underneath us. That has been the most impactful investment in our business to date. And so I just want to go over a few of the key hires that I had this year. My operations manager. So this was a game-changing addition to our team. I have done a lot of operations. My marketing manager was kind of straddling the line a lot of times between marketing manager and then operations manager. So we just needed someone solely in that operations lane. And we worked really hard to find this person. I have had my eye on her for a really long time. She worked for other clients and didn't have the space to come join our team. But I feel like everything aligned perfectly, and she was able to this spring. She also has a level of expertise that I feel like has completely transformed how we approach workflows and systems here at TLP. So all of our SOPs are now streamlined. Our Monday.com task management system has never looked better. I feel like tasks are always chaotic, but now they're really clear, really actionable. Our team is very aligned. Everyone's using Monday.com. There's tons of Loom videos. There's a lot of strategy behind all of our Google documents and Google spreadsheets. So her impact, I feel like, has been extremely instrumental in just ensuring that we're working smarter as a team and not harder. Another key hire that I made was actually promoting from within, and this is kind of happening right now as I record this episode. So I am promoting our marketing director to COO. This is going to happen at the beginning of 2025. It's a huge step forward for our team. I have always wanted to kind of give my management task to someone else, and it just was something I was never fully comfortable with because no one kind of understood the business as well as I did. But Casey has been on the team for almost 4 years now. She's started at like customer service and worked her way up to operations and then completely transferred over to marketing director. Didn't have a ton of marketing experience. We put her in a group coaching program and she just flourished and she crushed being a marketing director. But she really thrives kind of managing people, human resources, and managing like a bird's eye view of our entire company. And of course, who doesn't want growth in their job? So kind of moving someone up just made the most sense and made the most sense for longevity with her staying on the team. But of course, this left a very, very significant void in the marketing manager position here at the Legal Paige, one that we had to fill ASAP because the business just simply cannot function without it. Honestly, this is fun though to say. I feel like I manifested the perfect person for this role. There's been a lot of like manifesting moments this year. I won't get into all of them, but this was one of those where the stars aligned. And at the end of November, this amazing marketing manager landed in our lap. She already like knew and loved our business. She follows us, and bonus, we knew her through the grapevine from a previous group coaching program. She was recommended to me from an industry friend. Thank goodness for those industry friends who help you make connections. So she just stepped in and really fully understands the ins and outs of our brand and has been huge for even just the past month. And I'm really excited to see how she takes over as marketing director and kind of brings a new, unique, fresh perspective to all of our marketing channels here at the Legal Paige in 2025. We also are bringing on a new attorney. This is another huge milestone for us. I am beyond excited to welcome a new attorney to our team starting in January. I honestly never thought that I would have 3+ attorneys working alongside me, but this is a big step for both the Legal Paige and Griffith Swazo Law, my law firm, because really bringing in a new legal brain not only allows us to expand just our capacity, legally speaking, but also helps us level up in so many other ways because she can assist with contract template drafting and revisions, collaborate on all the legal content creation for the Legal Paige, help tackle customer questions more efficiently. And what I did when I first hired a legal team member and an attorney was like, how can I copycat myself? Like, I cannot be the only legal brain on this team and the only lawyer on this team. And I did that with Alicia, who's been on the team for 3+ years. And we were just kind of ready to like do that again. And another kind of manifesting thing, I was thinking about this, and this person lives in my hometown, has followed us for a while. She actually gave me my law school tour here in Montana and was one of the main reasons that I went to the law school that I went to, because she was just such a shining face and just had such an impact for me. We actually never went to law school together. She was 3 years ahead of me, and law school's 3 years. So alas, I digress. She's always just been like a legal acquaintance that I've had in town, and she was looking to make a switch in her career and life, and some things had just changed where she needed some part-time work and was also very much wanting to hone in on motherhood. And she has elementary school kids as well. So having another attorney on board that really aligns with TLP core values and kind of a new back-end experience that we're not used to. She's worked for a lot of other law firms. This is honestly going to be amazing. We can provide so much more value to our customers and to the TLP audience as a whole, while keeping up with the growing demand for our services and our offerings and our free legal education. I honestly feel like this is going to be one of those hires that I talk about years from now. I'm really hoping so, because it's going to strengthen just the backbone of everything we do. And I couldn't be more thrilled about what this addition will mean for our future. So that being said, we also hired a few other people. We hired a affiliate program manager and kind of PR strategist. She has been amazing. I have loved having her on the team. She just came to kind of an in-person intensive with myself, our current marketing manager who's moving to COO, and then our new marketing manager. And we just really mapped out what we want the affiliate program to look like in 2025. She's completely leveled it up. Her start date was in June. And I'm just really excited to continue to have her on the team. She's also really helped with strategic partnerships and PR initiatives that we never really had previously. So that has been a level up for our company as well. We've hired some ad hoc graphic designers. That's been amazing. Oh, and I forgot to mention this. We also hired a really specific customer service person in our company. So we've always had this as like an ad hoc kind of contracted position where people who have worked for our company have always landed in a little bit of the customer service shop inbox support role. And I feel like we've had 3 to 4 people running that inbox at any given time. And I remember sitting down with our marketing director, Casey, in May and being like, we really need to hire, if not a full-time, at least a part-time employment position for our CS. And so we did. And we found a really great person. She started in July. She's just been amazing, just took, the bull by the horns and really has gotten herself dived headfirst into all things customer service and TLP, like customer accounts on the back end of Shopify. She's quick. She's really thorough. She's extremely responsive and helpful and timely. And I feel like our prospective customers have noticed. I feel like our returning customers have noticed. And I know that having her on board for the year ahead and hopefully many years ahead is going to be extremely beneficial to us. So, along the lines of team building, I also had to make some tough decisions as the CEO of our company. I did let go of a couple contractors who weren't like fully aligning with our needs. It was honestly, those types of things are the hardest decisions for me because I like to call those people lovely people, quote unquote. I'll do a whole episode on this later down the line. But when you say they're such lovely people, you're holding on to the fact that you really like them as a human and like they gel pretty well with your team, but they just don't have the skill sets or like communication abilities that best support your business's long-term goals and growth. And when that happens and you call someone a lovely person, I just feel like they got to go at some point and you'll find someone better to fill that role, or you'll parse that role out to other members of your team. So those tough decisions are never fun. I hate having the like let go conversation with people, but it's honestly like one of those, things you have to do as a business owner and parts of running a business that I will never love, but always get better at every time I do it. Looking ahead as a team, I will just say ultimately that building the team that we have right now at the end of December of 2024, everything we've worked on, all of the onboarding we've done, all of the new strategies and SOPs that we have in place, and how we have really collaborated as a team this year has been transformative. And I feel confident that it has set us up for incredible growth in 2025. So that being said, let's get into some business milestones. I'm going to start with the Legal Paige, and then I will get into my law firm because that's kind of a sister business that I always have to talk about as well, because it goes hand in hand with TLP. So at the Legal Paige, one of the biggest things I feel like we did was affiliate growth, sponsorship growth, strategic partnership growth. So I made it a point to partner with new amazing affiliates, really lean into our previous and existing affiliate relationships that have always bode well for our company. I also did something new where I sponsored several podcasts on behalf of, the whole company. And all of that has resulted in consistent monthly growth and revenue. Our affiliate program is one of those things that is just, it amazes me every single day. We are up to 400 affiliates. So if you are a lover of TLP contracts, legal documents, short forms, a la carte clauses, anything that we sell in our shop, and you tell others about it, our affiliate program is open for anyone and everyone. As long as you're a business owner and, you have utilized our products, if you share that with others, why not get a kickback? So I will make sure to link up the information surrounding our affiliate program, and you can talk to our affiliate manager about it. Another business milestone is just SEOs and systems. So we also brought on a new content copywriter. I forgot to mention her. And she has been really, really key to helping us just level up our SEO that's already pretty good on our website because we have massive organic visibility, but it's even boosted what we already had in place. So we've leveled up various portions of our website, revised product descriptions, which get a lot of hits SEO wise, and then also revised a ton of blogs. So we've worked really hard at kind of looking at what our Google Analytics are saying, what blogs are getting a lot of traffic to the website, how they can be revised and updated and be better, and maybe like put together so we have what we kind of like to call more comprehensive blogs on just one single topic that are much lengthier, and then they link out to other smaller blogs on very specific topics underneath the main comprehensive blog, if that makes sense. So we've been working really, really hard on the back end with that. And our new content copywriter is awesome. She went to law school and just has all this SEO experience. I'm like, how did this person also come about? I don't know. We manifested that too. Also, thanks to our operations manager's guidance, I've talked about her previously. We have tons of good SOPs. Everyone on the team knows exactly what's expected and how to execute their tasks super efficiently. And I'm going to say this here just very, very frankly, I am not that good at SOPs. Everything is in my brain and I am really bad at writing it down. And my spreadsheets are always a mess. My Google documents are always a mess. I feel like everything is on my iNotes, like WTF. So the systems that she has put in place have freed up so much time and reduced stress across the board with our company. A couple other business milestones, mastermind experiences. I participated in 2 this year. So I was in Sadira Madani's mastermind. That's for like high level females, CEOs. I connected with women from really diverse backgrounds, races, industries, not just online business owners and coaches. It just gave me valuable new perspectives and ideas for growth. I am very thankful for that mastermind. I feel like I didn't lean into it as much as I should have. I went to one of the in-person retreats. I couldn't make the second in-person retreat. I'm hoping to continue that in 2025. But I did meet our podcast manager from that mastermind, so I will forever be grateful for that. And I feel like I gained a couple really, really good friends there. And then the one that I really want to highlight is Jasmine Starr's mastermind. So I jumped into this mastermind at the very last minute. And gosh, Jasmine is someone I have looked up to for so long. And when she was saying she was doing a mastermind, it just kept like poking the bear. Like, Paige, you need to do it. Paige, you need to do it. I just delayed applying. And I was like, this isn't the right time. I'm already in another mastermind. I only like to do one at a time. But for whatever reason, my gut was saying, you need to message her. I voice messaged her. She got back to me like within an instant and was like, Paige, what are you doing? Yes, I'd love to have you in the mastermind, but you're late. We already closed the doors. Just fill out this application and let me see it. And then I'll let my team see it. And I kid you not, within like 24 hours, we had 2 one-on-one calls. I was in the mastermind, and the next day we had our first huge group call on Zoom. So far we've had 4 group calls plus 1 in-person retreat. It has been phenomenal. I've already connected with so many amazing business owners and women from not only across the US, but across the world, many of whom are also moms. And that has been super inspiring. They've also like kind of gone before me. And I love being in rooms where like I'm the dumbest person or I'm the person who makes the least amount of money, because I can only learn from people who have come before me and who are doing bigger and better things than me, and who have already mommed the way that I have to littles. And now they have like elementary and like high schoolers. And some people even have, kids that are out of the house. So I can lean on them in times of need. The other thing I will say is Jasmine Starr herself is everything you would expect. If you know who I'm talking about, if not, go check her out. I don't know who you are. You live under a rock. It's fine. But she's just honest, transparent, funny, brilliant, so welcoming. Just doesn't, she's quick. She's so fast. She's Latina, and she is just a big warm hug and just a whoosh all at once. That's the way I would describe her. So it's a perfect person for me to be learning from. And I feel really grateful to be in that mastermind, and I can't wait to continue it. It goes through half of 2025. So we're not even close to being done yet. All right. Continuing on, because I need to wrap this up a little bit quicker. Community connection. I did want to mention that this was a big win for myself and for the Legal Paige. But I helped restart the Rising Tide Society chapter here in Missoula. It has been a bit stagnant since, 2019, 2020, of course, with the pandemic. But this was really important to me to connect more with local entrepreneurs. So I decided to become the chapter leader. I worked with Rising Tide Society, which is a new nonprofit. They became a nonprofit after they left Honeybook. And it has been really cool to see how this can grow. We had one in-person meetup this fall. I want to build upon this in 2025. Another milestone is creating content. So I kind of feel like a content creation queen. One of the things I thrive off of is brand shoots and batching content. We did have a few brand shoots that were hugely successful this year. I'll probably do a whole other podcast on brand shoots and how I go about them, because I think people are pretty alarmed at how I have the amount of high quality photos and content and videos for marketing campaigns and social media as a whole and other marketing channels. And that's all because I just really streamline brand shoots. So That was a big milestone for us. I feel like we have really, really good brand photos that are all super cohesive in brand tone and voice as a whole. Last thing is travel highlights. So while I traveled less this year due to having a baby and a 3-year-old, I definitely managed to travel, and I sponsored and I spoke at a few events. Like I said, attended those 2 mastermind meetups. So I did have some travel. We also had a team retreat in Florida that was really small. It was just with a couple team members. There was others on maternity leave and a couple others that couldn't make it. But it was really nice to get away. I did bring my mom and my baby with me. So they got to travel, but it was nice to get some sunshine in kind of in springtime, which isn't that great here in Montana. All right, business milestones for Griffith Swazo Law. We had a big launch. So this year we officially launched Griffith Swazo Law. It was formerly Griffith Law, so it was just myself, but I partnered together with Alicia, who is our associate attorney here at TLP. And now she's kind of moving into one of the lead attorney positions. We're hiring on that new attorney that I talked about. And Alicia's going to be kind of transferring over to focus more on the growth of Griffith Swazo Law. And I've never had a law partner before. So this is going to be a fun new endeavor for me, but we are going to bring on more trademark and copyright clients. We're going to serve more people and more business owners. This is a huge accomplishment, a massive, exciting step forward for myself and for Alicia. And we worked really hard on this kind of late summer and early fall of 2024. We also onboarded a lot of new clients in the fall and are still onboarding new clients as we speak to kind of wrap up 2024. I even helped register a significant number of trademarks. That was really fun. The other thing I did want to mention is Griffith Swazo Law and Alicia helped us out a lot with a lawsuit that we had at the Legal Paige. So that was really fun. It was a trademark lawsuit. I can't talk about it because I do have to keep things confidential. But I'm really excited to say that we did settle, and I do feel like I won in, more or less. I won. And we're going to move forward into the new year without that lawsuit hanging over our heads. Griffith Swazo Law was like a huge part of assisting with that this year. And it took up a lot of hours. So I definitely need to mention that. But big win for us. And then lastly, with Griffith Swazo Law, we did hire a paralegal finally. So she's a remote paralegal. She's been really helpful in managing all of our clients and keeping our online client management system running smoothly. She has a background in paralegal work. So that has just been nice to not just have us also doing the paralegal things and the client onboarding, but having someone assist with that. Oh, and lastly, with Griffith Swazo Law, we had a whole new website built. So that was a big thing that happened as well. And we worked with one of my all-time favorite website designers, Sarah from Digital Grace Design. I will link her in the show notes. She's someone I highly recommend if you are on a show it website. And it was fun to do all of our branding again. We worked with Sember Studio. I will link them. Kelsey is amazing. She helped kind of revamp. She did Griffith Law branding. She's done all of my TLP branding. People always ask me who my brand strategist is and logo creator. That's Kelsey. She and her team at Sember Studio are amazing. They have a very long wait list. So if you're interested, get on the wait list. But she just helped us kind of in the nick of time get all of our branding done. And then her and Sarah were instrumental in getting the new website up and helping us launch Griffith Swazo Law in the fall. So just kudos to you all. Okay, moving right along. Personal highlights and wins from this year. Focusing on my health. So over the past 9 months, I have really been carefully working on my health and fitness. I am proud to say that it's paid off. I have lost a significant amount of weight, something a few people have noticed. But honestly, it has been a long time coming. I have just really fallen into the trap of sedentary lifestyle over the past 8 to 10 years, and post law school, it just continued to get worse. Obviously, I got older as well. Metabolism slows down, and I just wasn't focusing on my health. I was focusing on building a business. And then I was focusing on growing humans inside of me and pregnancy and postpartum and all of that. And it was time. I just wanted to not feel as tired and had the difficulties of getting up and down. And I had just, I'd gotten to a place that I didn't recognize myself, and I wasn't feeling good about getting in front of a camera or, just taking photos. And like, you don't want to feel like that, especially when I am kind of the visible like face of my brand. So I was like, Paige, it is time. Like I feel like I'm done having kids. And my husband and I both are. So it was time to focus back on myself. One thing I will say that has helped alongside nutrition and health, and some other things is I've fallen in love with Legree and toning workouts. They're really like high impact, low intensity exercises. And it's been amazing for helping me kind of slow down while still challenging myself. I really haven't shared this health journey publicly yet, so you're the first to hear it, but it has honestly been very, very, very deeply rewarding personal achievement for me this year. And I have to say that number one, because it's a big deal. Quality time with loved ones. This summer, I spent a lot of intentional time with my kids, family, and friends at our lake cabin. We hosted frequently, and it was really so special to create those memories. And I really, really tried to enjoy and be present with everything the summer season had to offer. Another thing that I haven't talked about, so you guys are the first to know, is our forever home. So this fall, we actually purchased and updated our forever home. And we moved in just before Christmas, if you can believe it. December has been a whirlwind. The process was chaotic. I have not talked about it, but it has been hours and hours and hours and hours of my time. It has been an incredible new chapter for our family. But I took on a lot of the interior design work myself. I chose faucets, sinks, paint colors, stone types, cabinets, tile, lighting, you name it. I coordinated with contractors and worked with our general contractor. And let me tell you, it is not for the faint of heart. I now have a newfound appreciation for interior designers. Despite, though, a lot of those challenges, I absolutely really loved the renovation process. And now that we're in our new home, it just like makes our new home feel even more special because I felt like I had such a hands-on role in creating it. So yeah, we moved. Like huge deal. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, but that's a personal highlight. Another one is building friendships. So I really tried focusing on nurturing some key friendships this year. I wanted to make it a priority to go on hikes, play dates for our kids, do wine nights or grab dinners, like quick dinners to catch up. As an extrovert, like me as a human, I just know that I need these connections to fill up my cup. And I'm going to be very honest here. I feel like I've made some progress, but I haven't done a really great job at it. And I just feel like this is still lacking in my life. So I definitely want to invest more into friendships and like mom relationships in 2025. The last thing I will say personally is I did have like a brief episode of reconnecting with photography, where I did a few fall family photo sessions and just scratched my photographer itch. I don't do it often, but sometimes I'm just like, I need to tap into that creative side and be photographer Paige again. So I just reached out to a couple friends and past clients. It was really nice. Obviously there was no business attached to it. It was just for fun and the art of creating beautiful photos. I love creating those memories for family. I do not miss running a photography business, but I do miss that artistry and the joy it brings. So that was really key for me. It just reminded me how much fulfillment I get from doing things that I truly love and just artistry and creativity versus like things that are always attached to work and growth and scaling and all of that. Okay, so talked about business wins, personal highlights. Let's talk about numbers wins real quick. I'm going to briefly go through this. I'm going to rapid fire because I gotta make this episode a bit quicker. Revenue wise, despite a lot of challenges and burnout, I'm going to get into burnout here in a second. 2024 was TLP's best revenue year in history. Like what? How am I even saying it that out loud? I don't even know when I look at the numbers. It is wild to reflect on how far we've come. And I am so grateful and proud of all of the growth that we've achieved as a company. One of that is due to e-commerce strategy. So we leaned really heavily into an e-commerce approach this year. So we consistently brought in, I would even say like an additional 10 to 20K in monthly recurring revenue. This is massive for a company of our size because even that little amount of steady income stream, of an increase in steady income stream, was just like a huge relief when managing higher monthly expenses, especially as our team grew. So really, I was working on balancing revenue and expenses because we had increased expenses that came from expanding our team. Duh, like I would be lying if I say I wasn't a little worried about how it would all balance out. I'm a very conservative business owner, so I don't like spending a lot because I'm just worried that it's not going to pay off. And I like fully support our family. So I just feel like seeing higher revenue this year alongside our consistent recurring monthly revenue just helped calm my nerves about our overhead. And it just reassured me that I am on the right track. We are on the right track as a company, and we can sustain this level of growth. I will say though here, like I am not talking, I didn't like 2, 5, 10 times my business. Okay. We just like 1.3 times did. And that's really nice. Like that feels good. Especially in a season of like post-COVID world where a lot of online businesses aren't doing well. We've just stayed really steady every single year. So it was just nice to see a little bit of an uptick this year. And I'm really proud to share those numbers. Sales performance. I want to talk about that number. So our mid-year sale did not perform as well as we had hoped. It just left me feeling super discouraged. But you know, my team is always good. And me and my marketing director, we just regrouped. We refined our strategy. It paid off during the summer months. We really worked on lead generation for the next few months. And we were like, we are going to have a good Black Friday sale. And then we implemented an early bird Black Friday sale. And then our regular like Black Friday week sale, which runs from like Monday to Monday. Most people know about that week. But our early bird approach, I feel like was a game changer. And it really had incredible results, which left us being like, okay, like this is all we need to do to like hit our good, better, best goals. And we hit good pretty early on, and then we hit better. And then I was like, oh my gosh, we're close to hitting best. And I think we did hit our best by the end of November. And whew, I mean, we just came full circle from the mid-year sale. And then we also ran some back-end sales. So like I said, we leaned into e-commerce strategy, which is like running a bunch of back-end sales where it's not really our affiliates are pushing the big sale. We don't have anything massive site-wide. It's just like a BOGO bump or an upsell or like one strategic product that we're pushing that has a discount code attached specifically to our email list or something like that. And all of that gave us an extra boost during a lot of those off months. We call those like non-sale months. And I felt like helped smooth out our revenue gaps. And then lastly, I just want to punch through here audience growth. So email subscribers, we added over 9.4K new subscribers to our email list in 2024. Those are big numbers for kind of like a small, medium-sized business of our size. Website traffic, we had over 200K visitors this year. I feel like it was a bit more, but these are just the numbers that Google Analytics are giving me, and it could be wrong. But we did have more than 3,400 purchases this year from customers with a 34% returning customer rate. All in all, most of our traffic came from direct search, proving the importance of the time we have invested into blogs and SEO and affiliate marketing and our email newsletter. Podcast-wise, we had consistent listenership every week. We supported all of that by internal promotions and TLP-focused ads. I just need to be more consistent with the podcast in 2025 and just really lean into this new, like, seasoned strategy. So, like, the beginning season or segments. So, like, next year in season 7, we're going to do 2 segments of it and, like, have a break in between. And I think that's going to go well for me. YouTube. I don't know. I tried YouTube again. I'm constantly trying YouTube. It's just not my jam. It's not something I love. It's just a lot of work. One video went viral. That was really nice and significantly boosted our subscribers. But overall, I just am like, I don't know. Let's just repurpose Reels for YouTube Shorts for the platform. And it's like helping keeping our YouTube channel alive. I don't know. TBD on YouTube. I'm not ready to discuss it yet. Instagram, We have gained a lot of followers. That's a vanity metric, but it does feel like a big win because I feel like our followers, with all of our ManyChat funnel integrations that we have implemented on Instagram in 2024, have really boded well. That aligns with that 9.4K new subscriber to our email list. So ManyChat is like this automation that you can have with Instagram. If you don't know about it, go check it out. And we have just really, really boosted our audience retention and like converting new followers, that vanity metric that you see, into actual email subscribers, and then hopefully converting those to customers and new customers with TLP and having ROI attached to that. So I think I've gained close to probably 8 to 10K followers this year. I wish I had the metrics for this. Instagram only goes back 90 days and I need like Later or Planoly or something like that to actually know my numbers. And I should have like tracked where I was. I will be better about recapping 2025, and I will put a mark on how many followers I had at the end of this year, and I will let you know next year. But we've had a lot, like thousands and thousands of followers continue to, join us on Instagram. And we have leaned into a lot of short reels and talk like face to camera, giving legal tips out, leaned into carousels. All of that has worked really well, and just being pretty organic and authentic on Instagram stories. Lastly, Facebook ads. Our ROAS, which is return on ad spend, averaged, my agency gave me this number, and I don't know if I believe them, but 9.74 for the year. And then non-sale campaigns achieved 6.8 ROAS. That's a solid performance overall. And a lot of small business owners would be like, you are a dum-dum, Paige. Like, you need to pour gasoline on that fire and you need to quadruple down on your ad spend. But I'm weird about Facebook ads. I just feel like it's like a bloated number a little bit, that ROAS. And I think there's a lot of other factors there: affiliate marketing, email campaigns, direct search. And then Facebook ads are a huge part of it, but I wouldn't attribute all of that return on ad spend to Facebook ads. But anyway, those are our numbers. Wanted to share them with you. All right, let's get into what didn't work in 2024. A few projects that fell short. An evergreen funnel that didn't work. One of our biggest investments of time and money this year was building out a new evergreen funnel. I recorded a masterclass, created back-end funnels and sequences, integrated deadline funnels. We revamped website pages for it. It was an enormous effort, and unfortunately, it didn't land as we had hoped. In October, we even pivoted. I hosted 3 live webinars, which I never do, hoping that one of them could replace the masterclass and like boost this evergreen funnel into like amazing existence, and maybe like transition that better, but it just didn't feel right for myself or the business as a whole or the audience. So I just scrapped the entire project. And looking ahead into 2025, I'm like determined to build a stronger, more aligned evergreen funnel, because we need to generate new cold leads like effectively and support our company's growth besides just our affiliate program and Facebook ads and SEO. We had a tough mid-year sale. Like I mentioned, it just didn't perform as we expected. But these kind of sales are really important to boost revenue, to kind of carry us throughout the year. So when it fell short, I was like, we have to pivot. We have to pivot hard and quick. So we leaned into those back-end sales during summer. It kind of helped bridge the gap, but it reinforced the importance of, for me, just like preparing for unexpected outcomes. Speaking of unexpected challenges, I have 2 things. Sepia Gate in July. So July is typically a slower, more intentional time for us as a business, where I step away and like we have a lot more flexible schedule. Everyone gets to enjoy their summer. It's just like how I run my company. Everyone needs to slow down. We have seasons of massive hustle and then seasons of rest. And Sepia Gate shifted our plans, man. If you don't know what Sepia Gate is, just go look it up. I have an entire episode on it, so you can go back and listen to that episode. But we spent the entire month diving into multiple webinars, being on multiple podcasts, up-leveling artistic style clauses, copyright issues, raw file questions for photographers. It was a lot. Definitely exhausting, but incredibly rewarding, because we got to support our audience during such a pivotal kind of moment in time in the industry, and how like social media and TikTok as a whole, and like a really bad client experience, can potentially just derail an entire industry of photographers. But I feel like we all came out on the other side, and I was really happy to help with that a little bit contract wise. And then another challenge was moving houses. Oh my goodness. It's just so fresh right now. I'm still so tired. I feel like I got hit by 15 buses. If you have moved houses and you feel the same, like, please let me know, when does this all start feeling normal? We did move into our forever home this fall. It was one of the most amazing things we've ever done, but one of the hardest things ever. The process was chaotic. It was stressful. It was physically draining. Oh my God, I have never been so exhausted and tired. I feel like my whole body hurt. But yeah, like, what a massive, incredibly positive change this has been for our family. I am still getting settled. I still don't feel totally normal yet in our house, but I'm recording this in an actual office. Oh my gosh, I have an office now, and I'm not downstairs in a basement corner with an egress window. That feels really nice. And yeah, we just have more space. We have a little bit of land. I'm in a different location of town, but a location of town I really love. I just kind of feel like a little bit more off the grid. I'm excited to lean into that as a family and have a little bit slower paced lifestyle. We'll see. I don't know if that fits with my personality, but I'm going to try. I just love this house. I love the property. I'm very excited about it. But that was a huge challenge. I'm not going to lie. Oh, I am still feeling a bit derailed from it. That being said, burnout and balance. So yeah, I got burnt out at the end of the year. I pushed myself harder than ever. And yeah, I did not have sustainability. My team and I thrive when we balance that intentional downtime. And this year that balance was missing. My mind hurts thinking about it because I have never experienced burnout to this extreme before. And I am still in it 3 to 4 weeks later. I'm trying really, really hard while also balancing life as a mom and an entrepreneur. So balance has not been a thing for me. Parenting 2 young kiddos, like a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. And like I had a baby this whole year while running multiple businesses, like no small feat. There were days I felt like I couldn't give 100% to anything, which is really tough to manage emotionally and physically. And finding peace and just creating better boundaries are high on my priority list for 2025. Growing pains. We obviously had increased expenses with growing a team. That was a challenge. I've learned though that you can't scale without investing in the right people. So those added expenses were nerve-wracking at times, but they did set us up, I think, for incredible growth in 2025. And one thing I did want to say is new ventures that I have. There's one new venture that's still in limbo. It's a potential new business idea that has been a labor of love this year. I just haven't decided if it's the right time to move forward with it yet. So I'm not going to tell you about it, but I'll just dangle the fruit for you. I've spent hundreds of hours brainstorming and collaborating with my potential partners on this. And the process has been exciting. But I am really just trusting my gut to guide me on whether to pursue it or to press pause for the time being. All right, so wrapping up kind of challenges, let's talk about lessons learned. Building the right team, obviously, it's always a big lesson. Like having a team that aligns with your company's mission, vision, values, goals, it cannot be overstated. Surround yourself with the right people. It makes all of the difference. Another big lesson is the need to pull back. I'm in it so deeply entrenched right now. So I'll let you know more when I come out on the other side. I just need to recognize when to slow down. It's crucial to avoid burnout, and I didn't avoid it. I just drove myself 100 miles per hour into the burnout. So yeah, sustainability is not a buzzword. It's like a non-negotiable for long-term success. And this year was just a harsh reminder of that for me. I did not prioritize balance or integration nearly enough as I should have in 2024. And it has left me feeling completely drained. I just am not going to sugarcoat it. I was not okay this past month. And then I had to move houses. I was like, what are you doing, Paige? And then we had the holiday season. But here we are, we're coming out on the other side, hopefully. I need to make some big changes. I need better sleep. I need to figure out how to turn my brain off when the workday is over. I likely need more help at home as well, because trying to be a mom, a CEO, focus on my personal needs, be a wife, manage friendships and, family relationships and manage a household all at the same time. It's just too much. So moving forward, I really am committed to finding ways or finding additional help to create kind of more space in my life so I can show up fully in the areas that matter the most, which is being a mom and being a really good CEO and leader and manager to my team. Looking ahead, this end of year burnout is definitely something I know is going to trickle into 2025. I won't be at 100% come January 1st. I know it. And honestly, I probably won't feel fully settled personally or business-wise until February. So if you're feeling that way, that's okay. I am going to be in the same boat as you. I'm just allowing myself to be okay with that. I don't like it. It's really uncomfortable, but I need to give myself permission to rest and reset as much as possible during the early months of the year. That way, we as a company can go really hard at the Legal Paige and Griffith Swazo Law and focus on making the rest of 2025 as impactful and intentional and enjoyable as possible. Predictions. Let's get into predictions for 2025. These are like big predictions for the online business world. I'm going to start with legal trends because I am the Legal Paige after all. And I have wrote out and bullet pointed 3 big legal trends that I see. An increased demand for trademarks. So I have just noticed more and more entrepreneurs are prioritizing brand protection because you do focus a lot on your overall brand tone, voice, website, branding, logos, all of that. You can avoid massive costly mistakes like cease and desist letters or forced rebranding by doing proper brand protection. That's why we're expanding Griffith Swazo Law's trademark services in 2025 and copyright services. I want to help business owners safeguard what they've worked so hard to build. So if you are thinking about all of that, you can contact us. I will link it in the show notes. Another legal trend is adapting to new regulations. There are so many federal and state regulations coming out. From the Corporate Transparency Act, like BOI, back and forth, flip-flopping. Oh my goodness, that also derailed me this year multiple times because the courts cannot make up their mind and we're still in flux right now. That's going to, trickle into 2025. But there's also state-based privacy and hiring laws. Like compliance is just becoming more complex as a whole, legally speaking. So I always just want entrepreneurs to stay better informed about trends. There's been FTC crackdowns on deceptive marketing practices, and there have been new consumer protection laws spreading nationwide. There's been non-compete bans. All of these things are going to continue to grow in importance, particularly as states like California and New York and Illinois kind of influence nationwide shifts. So just be aware of that. Legal trends for 2025. Marketing and sales trends. A lot of people like to hear what my marketing predictions are. I like to be my own little marketing guru. I've learned a thing or two over the past decade running an online business. It's not a surprise that I'm going to say first and foremost, I feel like community-driven marketing and potential like strategic affiliate partnerships or strategic partnerships like with similar companies that align with yours where you can kind of have like a give and take or like quid pro quo there. The shift away from Facebook ads towards authentic person-to-person networking, that's only going to continue in 2025. Relationships will drive sales and partnerships will carry even more weight in this coming year. That being said, honesty, trust, and integrity. We talked a lot about this in all my masterminds. Consumers are demanding authenticity. So really what I'm saying is if your business feels inauthentic, overly reliant on AI or something without a personal touch or deceptive in any way, you're going to struggle in 2025. That's my prediction. Like people want to connect with brands that they trust and that represent real humans. So that is behind everything I'm going to do next year. I'm like, do I hire this out or is there something we can do in-house and something I can do to make it more authentic and trustworthy to our potential customers and to our existing audience? I would be remiss if I didn't say the integration of AI is going to be one of the biggest marketing and sales trends of 2025. Tools like GPT-4 are going to continue to streamline content creation, email communication, back-end processes. I will say though that like AI is probably not going to see a massive technological leap next year. That has been talked about in like Tech Guru podcasts quite a bit, that it's going to take billions and billions and billions of dollars. And capital venturists are not sure that they want to increase technological leaps in AI. But its current capabilities as a whole are really invaluable. So the key right now into next year is pairing AI with human oversight and like the human touch, of course, to maintain your brand's voice and authenticity. I use AI every single day. So you should too. My team uses it all the time as well. And it has just really helped us like be quicker as a whole. Last but not least, identity marketing. This is a concept that I learned from my marketing coach, Veronica Romney. I will link her geniusness in our show notes, but identity marketing is a game changer. I've been doing this for quite some time in various ways, but I just need to get better at it. So I can't wait for her book to come out. And she's just someone that I've looked up to as my marketing coach for so long. And she is always doing this and like refining our marketing campaigns and strategies to ensure that instead of asking your audience to buy this, you want to invite them to be this. Does that make sense? Like, it's about appealing to core attributes of your customers' lives, like their profession and life stage or aspirations or who they want to be. What is the transformation? Be this. What are you helping them achieve? All of that, and shifting your messaging in 2025 to highlight your prospective customer's identity and inviting them to become a better, more fulfilled version of themselves is going to be a powerful marketing strategy that you should lean into more in 2025. And I am certainly going to. The last thing I will say is customer experience. So this isn't really marketing, but as a whole, like really elevating your customer experience. Real connection will consistently outperform perfect branding. Okay. It's better to have that amazing personal touch with clients or customers than the perfect PDF. How you make them feel because of the relationship and not the packaging, that is going to create loyalty and growth. And then lastly, team and business operations predictions. Optimize, automate, systemize. I do that every single day of my life here at TLP. Optimize, automate, systemize. Streamline the back end of your business. I say it every year, but like, I don't know why people don't do it. If you don't do it in 2025, like, it's not going to be a successful year. So we are constantly doing this. And whether that means adopting new tools, upgrading your CRM, changing CRMs, bringing on virtual assistant, bringing on additional help, like these types of changes allow you to focus on what is most important, your clients and your work output and like your zone of genius. If you're not in your zone of genius, your business is not going to grow and scale. Like you need help on the other little things and massive tasks that you have to do. And you can help systemize, you can automate things, and you can hire on help to do that. Speaking of fractional leadership roles, this is my last prediction for 2025 that I wanted to put out there. There are a lot of fractional CMOs, CFOs, COOs now. It is continuing to become popular. And what this means is like, you're a marketing director for one company, but you are for like 2 or 3 other companies as well. So you're a fractional CMO. It's helpful expense-wise as a business owner to help grow and scale, bring in really good expertise, but not have to pay like a full-time salary for it. And I think that people enjoy working for multiple businesses. They learn a lot as well, where you're not just like zoned in on one company. But these types of fractional roles, they just are really a win-win for companies and for professionals alike that are in those fractional leadership roles. So I see those kind of increasing in 2025 as well. Okay, that is it. That is my year in review. Holy moly, 2024 was just incredible, amazing, a doozy, exhausting. Oh, let's go 2025. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this final episode of season 6 of the Legal Paige Podcast. Man, the past year was one of growth, resilience, and learning. There was lots of highs, like building an incredible support team, having really good revenue. And then, of course, I was navigating burnout and parenting two little ones. It has been a whirlwind. If anyone has advice or suggestions, please send them my way. Honestly, though, like as I look ahead into 2025, I am filled with gratitude for the lessons learned, the excitement for what is next, including maybe a potential new business venture. I don't know. We'll see. One thing, though, that I didn't mention was my word for 2024 was intentional. I feel like I hit that about 75% of the time. Sure, I did get derailed a bit, but I also pivoted, refocused. I got back on track. We were really intentional with everything we did at the Legal Paige, making sure that there was always a good call to action and marketing reason behind everything. I didn't do it 100% of the time, but I do feel like I did it a majority of the time. So did I live up to my word intentional? I would say yes. This year, moving forward in 2025, I'm going to just put it out there. My word is going to be enjoyment. I have realized that I am always in go, 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 go mode, type AA person, constantly just juggling all the things. I struggle to pause and just enjoy the moments. So I was sitting with a friend at dinner, and she just said this to me, I just want you to enjoy. I want you to enjoy the coming year. And she's like, you've created a beautiful family and business and household and friendships. So in 2025, I just want to focus more on truly enjoying all of that. Enjoyment, that's my word. Hopefully I can make that all come about in the next 12 months. Again, I am thrilled to share that season 7 of the podcast will have that fresh new structure. Let me recap. We're going to kick it off with kind of a short 3 to 4 month segment full of legal tips, entrepreneur insights, behind the scenes stories. Then I'm going to take a break over the summer. We're going to have some recap episodes, guest updates from my legal team, feature, some of our most listened to podcasts that maybe you haven't had time to go back to. And then in the fall, I'm going to return lots of new content, and I'm going to wrap up season 7. As always, thank you guys so much for being a part of the Legal Paige. Thanks for listening to this podcast. I hope you liked a little bit of behind the scenes look at my personal life and business life. Your support means the world to me. I could not do this without you. I love helping small business owners. I love connecting with small business owners. If you enjoyed this episode or any from this season, from this past year, please leave me a review on Apple Podcasts, or better yet, just share this episode with a friend. It truly helps. I love hearing from all of you, and sharing is caring. So here's to closing out 2024 and stepping into 2025 with intention, purpose, and enjoyment. Wink, wink. I'll see you back here for season 7 in a few weeks. Cheers. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's show. Be sure to visit thelegalpaige.com for contract templates, blogs, YouTube videos, and additional legal resources. If you haven't already, head over to iTunes and leave me a review and rating. It truly means so much to me to hear your feedback and inspires me to continue creating podcast content. Also, I want to personally invite you to my free Facebook group at tlpfacebook.com, where you will get access to me, my legal team, and thousands of other entrepreneurs in there for unlimited business and legal Q&A. Until next time, my friend.